welcome into Thy Kingdom Come. We're a podcast where we talk everything Chiefs and NFL, and it's episode 10, guys. Episode 10. We've done this 10 times. This is the 10th time. That's kind of crazy. Any thoughts on that, Josiah?
It makes me proud.
Yeah,
I'm not Josiah, by the way.
I'm crying.
No, Josiah's he's crying.
I'm crying. I'm
He's
so
crying.
proud. I'm so proud of us.
In case you don't,
I'm not crying. You're crying.
in case you don't know, I'm Justin. I'm sitting with Deontay and Josiah, and it's kind of a fun week because I did not look at our roadmap for today, so I have no idea what we're talking about.
He's
So
fired.
it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
I can't wait for the comments.
So I know, right? I mean, we're already getting ones that think we don't do research, so might as well add to it, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
So Josiah, Deontay, what are we doing today, man?
So we got a couple new things that we're going to highlight. We are going to take some key takeaways from the rookie mini camp. As we know, last week that was kind of what the Chiefs was all about there. So we're just going to kick it off here. Just briefly, we know probably a lot out there have heard about Rashee Rice, which we're on paper probably getting maybe a little annoyed hearing his name because we're not hearing anything like as far as production with the team, because to be honest, I just want to hear about whatever Rashee Rice is doing with Mahomes and the boys and as they're in Texas or whatever. But unfortunately, we got another little story. There's a new alleged assault case from a nightclub in Texas.
Keyword alleged.
Yeah, alleged. With the reporter. Some of the details that have surfaced. And here's the thing. And when they brought this story out, because at first we heard that he punched a photographer, and then they released kind of a source, an updated part of the details that it said that Rice lured the reporter to a nightclub, and basically his entourage, people with him, basically jumped the reporter. Somebody hit him. They said that no life threatening. No injuries like that. I think they mentioned potentially a broken jaw, but all I got to say is what a ridiculous story.
Right.
Because the incident happened about 2:30. So can you just play this out for a second? Imagine Rashee Rice out here, and we understand the whole, incident, which I think some way that it's connected somehow. Just, paparazzi, somebody getting in his face, whatever. But again, we don't know if it was him, somebody he was with. Because you just imagine
a Dallas fan pretending to be a photographer to get him in trouble.
Rashee Rice is out here hanging out, doing whatever, and he's like, "Hey, yo, photographer, because I can't get on any social media, like you just can't access it, right? Can you come with us and take some photos of me and some boys, and then." Hey, fellas, when this reporter comes,
punch him in the face.
Like, I mean, what kind of elementary stuff are we talking about here with this story? So I think it's very ridiculous of the new kind of details. But here's another source mentioned that had brought out that the photographer is not looking to press charges. So it's like,
Well, and then
again.
Another story said that Rashee Rice messaged the photographer on Instagram, which, if that's true, that's very easily verifiable.
Yeah, exactly.
Very easily.
Just go to it.
Just go to it.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's still a lot of details to remain of what's going on here, but all I can say is, man, just stay out of trouble, man.
Right.
Like,
stay in your hotel.
Yeah, I mean,
in your house, wherever you're at.
Can somebody lock this man
Lock
up?
him down.
And
Patrick Mahomes, put him in the same room you put your children when they're in trouble. Okay? Lock them up. Not like actual lock them up, but lock them in a room.
Yeah, just
lock them in a room, man.
No more trouble.
No more trouble.
Go play Madden and have fun. You know what I'm saying?
Go play Madden.
So, but still some details still to come out. So, and I'm sure those will surface as more of the story is released. So, but moving on from there, yesterday, Thursday, Zay Jones, we had a visit with Zay Jones.
Right.
And I think he visited another team or two earlier this week, but we brought him in. Josiah, what Zay Jones' stats, what he's been in the league, what he's played with, drafted by Buffalo,
2017,
Oakland, Las Vegas, and then we know The last couple years, he was with Jacksonville. He has a career total yards of 3,000 yards, 18 total touchdowns. And as you can see, his yards, 2022 looks like the most at 823. Here's the thing. I think what his numbers on paper looks like, it just looks like, this is your number 3 kind of 4 option type of guy.
He's got that kind of McCole Hardman stats.
Yeah. And, somebody who can be reliable. I think he got decent size. Was he like 6? I think he was 6'2", 6'3", somewhere around there.
Hit the bio button.
But yeah, we brought him in for an interview, and I guess we'll hear maybe some details
Does
that come
not
about.
say. That's kind of crazy.
With how they went,
Yeah.
So here, real quick.
6'2".
Yeah, 6'2". Okay, on the money there. So here, Justin, you got this question.
Okay.
So which 3
Uh-huh.
of the veteran wide receivers
Uh-huh.
would you bring in the locker room?
Okay.
Michael Thomas,
Okay.
Zay Jones,
Uh-huh.
or Hunter Renfrow?
Do I have to consider salary cap?
No salary cap.
No.
Well, let me say, you can consider it, but we do have money. So
Michael Thomas.
Michael
Thomas.
yeah, and I like that dude based off his track record.
Right. Well,
Outside of the injuries, of course, but
outside of the injuries, looking at pure stats, Hunter Renfrow, I think, had one really good season. I'm not looking at stats here, so I don't look at stats. I don't look those things up.
yeah, what
Right
are you
here.
doing? Don't be talking about stats.
So Hunter Renfrow,
Hunter Renfrow.
yeah, Hunter Renfrow has a career total of 2,800 yards. So think about this. Hunter Renfrow has had a 1,000-yard season. That was in 2021.
Yep.
He has more career yards than McCole Hardman.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't be a bad option. I just don't think he's a big option, which
Sure.
is what I think we need.
Sure.
Michael Thomas, if you jump to Michael Thomas real quick. So Michael Thomas is a big option, and the man can put up yards. He had 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons to start his
And in
career.
2019, he was arguably the best receiver
Arguably.
in the league, and he finished in the top 5 of the MVP voting that
Right.
year as well.
And he hasn't he hasn't had a full season since those 4
Right.
The
1,000-yard
injuries has
seasons.
plagued him.
Yeah.
I think a little bit of what goes into that too is his status of being the go-to guy
Right.
for such a long time. When you're the go-to guy, you're probably going to get hit a little harder
Yep.
than that guy
Playing
that's
a lot
not.
of reps.
A lot of reps, more prone to injury. In our offense, he doesn't have to be.
Yeah. Yep. And I like him too. I like his stats history, and I get it. His injuries have plagued him the last several years. But again, here's the thing. We're not asking you to come in and be the number 1.
Right.
Although if you play like the number 1, we'll
Right.
take those 2019 type of
Yeah, right.
type of stats there. But
I mean, he averaged 40 yards, 44 yards a game last season
yeah,
that he played. If he can average 44 yards a game
right.
with the Chiefs, that's what we need.
Again, we're looking for that number 3, number
Right.
4 option. And here's the thing. And the reason why we mentioned a few of these guys and not somebody like Treylon Burks or anything like that is because of I think you do need that veteran guy.
Yep.
You need a veteran guy in here in the locker room. I know,
Hollywood Brown is a veteran, but
yeah, he's only 25.
right.
So again, and he still I think is under basically his he hasn't even got his big deal yet.
Right.
Since he's been in the league. So you need one of these guys to kind of come in, have in a locker room. Sure, Kelsey is there, but he's not always in the positional room
Mhm.
with the wide receivers. And you just need that guy. You need that guy to come in and be like, "Hey, yo, Rice, come on, man. Like, let's
Right.
get it together and do this thing." You know what I mean? Because here's the crazy part. When you had a guy like Juju, when we brought him in and
Yep.
we brought MVS, and just look, we're gonna win a Super Bowl,
Mhm.
like a spectacular year. The
Mhm.
wide receiver room was legit,
Right.
and then
Well, and look at Juju's output before he got here.
right,
It wasn't. Similar to Michael Thomas.
yeah,
So.
he was the guy over in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
And so, and you got to think. And then he moves on after that year, and then we have just the mistakes we're having, and let's be honest, MVS maybe wasn't the guy to
Right.
kind of lead that. Juju kind of had that personality about him.
For sure.
So you need a guy to come in and kind of just rally the troops, rally the wide receiver core, and just make it better, because we do have a young wide receiver core. So so it just portrays that same type of element having in there, like
For sure.
we did have Juju, and we've seen where things were elevated.
Right.
And then we just need another presence like that, and just help, because again, the wide receiver room is very young, and it'll just help. It'll just help them all around.
For sure.
So we're looking for that number 3, number 4 option. That's another reason. Zay Jones. We understand suspension coming with Rashee Rice because of the whole car wreck and everything with that. So again, it'll be good to have that solid 3 to 4 option. Just as we know, I think obviously as that 53-man roster has to roll out, that I think there's going to be I don't know. We bring in a veteran guy. I think that KT or Sky Moore could be on the chopping block.
Yep.
With that, especially if we carry 6 receivers instead of 7. So it'll be interesting to see. So again, we'll see what happens and what noise come about with bringing Zay Jones in, or any further interviews we bring in.
Cool.
So moving on to the rookie mini camp, we got some key takeaways, and let's just say this: the rookie mini camp is basically these rookies to market themselves. Okay.
Right.
We understand that. They need to have the best, that they can, outside of not wearing the pads, not
Right.
really having the contact,
Right.
and you don't have the veterans in there.
Yep.
So with them doing all of the positional drills, the one-on-one drills, and different things, you got to make yourself shine.
100%.
It has to be great for you, because again, there's 90 men on the roster right now, and they got to get down to 53. So this is your chance to be in front of some of the main coaches, and you got to do what you got to do to really present yourself, and how you handle the media. You got to speak well.
Yep.
Got to handle yourself well. Some of that comes in it too, as they each have their different interviews, and there's takeaways from that. So just a side note when it comes in the rookie camp, rookie mini camp. So to start us off, we got our number 1 overall pick, Xavier. Round 1 pick.
Our first overall
our
pick.
first overall. Xavier Worthy. So some of the things that was taken away was they said he did a nice job picking up everything that they were having him do at every wide receiver position, the slot, the outside, and they said he did well. He did have one drop, and this mug went viral on X talking about,
Here we go again.
Here we go again. The Bills got away with, they gave him that draft pick, but jokes on you,
Right.
and different things. And I get it. We as Chiefs Kingdom have PTSD from what experience when it comes from drops of last season. So, I get it, but and a lot of spectators were just already thinking this guy is a bust, done for. And again, at this moment of this catch, the drill, he's running a inside outside route, and then the quarterback throws it. No, sorry, not quarterback. It was a coach. It wasn't Patrick Mahomes throwing him the ball. Okay, so it was a drill. The drop happened, but after that, he literally that day, I think that was day 1. I think the other 6 or 7.
Literally day 1.
Yeah, 6 or 7 passes. He caught everything else.
Yep.
So hey, we get it. We know we don't like drops, but. Hang in there. The guy got it. A few other notes was they said that his routes were very well. They ran well, very crisp. He had an impressive deep ball catch.
Yes, he did.
That Chris O has said. He was like, with the guy is so fast. He was like, it's really hard to overthrow him.
Yep.
So he let a ball rip to him, and he caught it. And that's that deep threat that we're looking for. Another highlight was the fact that as he ran his routes, which I think a lot of us were just, were wonder about his speed. But while he was running routes, they said that he didn't lose a lot of his speed. He maintained them well. And there's several videos that you can go out there and watch of some of his the out routes that he was running and some of those breaks that he was doing, and helped maintain his speed. Chris O, as he was the quarterback for the rookie minicamp, he said that Xavier Worthy is a dog, and that's DAWG.
Thank you
Because,
for our white viewers.
yes, I got you covered. Because they said that he did everything that was asked.
100%.
He plays hard. Obviously he's running hard. He's playing hard again. This is rookie minicamp. He got to make an impression on those around. And every day of the rookie minicamp, Patrick Mahomes actually would call Chris O and just get some details from him of how things went. And he was he spoke very well of Xavier Worthy. So
that proves the investment of Patrick Mahomes.
Oh yeah,
man. What other teams' quarterbacks are doing that at rookie minicamp?
We're gonna say no. No.
I'm gonna say absolutely no. But to be at the stage Patrick Mahomes is, and still be so interested on the new guys coming in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because a lot of guys I feel would be more focused on working with the guys that he's with at his training facility.
Yeah.
In Texas, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it makes a big impact. So, Xavier already had, a great rookie minicamp. We have Kingsley.
Suamataia.
Yes, which when he had his interview, he was helping people pronounce his name, as Justin just said. So he's helping everybody out. So all the guessing of how you say it is now over.
I think I've pronounced it like 6 different ways.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure everybody has.
Right.
So they also, another guy that they said did well with everything that he was asked, and he ran both right tackle and left tackle and positions, those positions and drills, and they said he did well. Andy Reid mentioned that collectively this is a better, younger group overall as an offensive line. So I think that's really great. Obviously, we got some contract situations coming up, and so it's good to have that depth in the young pieces here to see where we can develop. So I think that's huge. The biggest thing that he mentioned about wanting to improve was his pass blocking within his foot placement and hand positioning. So that's what he's looking to improve. And he was another guy that I think it was after the draft, actually Patrick Mahomes reached out to, and he said that he was just so stoked about, and he was like, man, it just pumped him up even more to like get ready and get after it. His goal is to be a team player and ball out every day. He wants to fight for a starting spot. So Wanya, you better be ready to come and work. So and again, he's comfortable playing either side. So I think that's huge. And here's a fun fact about Kingsley is his cousin is Penei Sewell, and we all know from Detroit Lions. Yeah. And we all know that he is a beast.
That dude's a dog
he got a major, a huge contract, and he's such a great player. So hey,
for sure,
if he can resemble anything of that, we will take it.
Take it,
bring it on. So I think that's pretty cool. So hopefully he can reach out to the cousin and be like, hey, give me some pointers. And Penei Sewell over in Detroit, they actually use him a lot of times in packages where he plays a little around in different positions as well.
Right.
So hey, we'll take it if that's what he's resembling. So we got C.J. Hanson, who was our 7th-round pick. He said that he was honored to be a part of a team with the winning culture. His camp had been amazing for him. Yep. And here's a cool thing about him is, C.J. Hanson, his college was Holy Cross.
Right.
And he's the first player in 35 years to be drafted from this school. And here's the other crazy thing.
This is the funner part.
Yeah, that the last person to be drafted from Holy Cross was drafted by the Chiefs, who was Rob McGovern back in 1989. So, so it's just kind of one of those cool things that, from this specific school, we took a guy way back then, and now we're taking C.J. Hanson in. So he said, this is a lifelong dream of his, and he wants to, and he's going to go out and do. And he said he understands that he's going to have to earn it. So
sure.
Again, depending on how many linemen we carry, he's willing to put in the work and try to work for that position. So, and then the next here we got LRZ.
Reese Lightning, baby.
Yep. So Andy Reid said that this camp has been good for him. Andy Reid said that he's diligent and he's soaking everything up.
Yeah.
Again, there's a lot of transitioning there from rugby to the NFL. He's getting a lot of reps. They did mention that they love the feel that he has as a running back.
Right.
So, and I think that's huge, as we need some great solid pieces there with McKinnon gone. And they said he does run kind of funny.
Yeah.
But when pads go on, maybe that'll change again. When you're running rugby is just a different style,
Right.
and just the way that you move is maybe a little different. So there's some, he's adapting there. Again, rugby, where there's 20 to 30 plays, NFL has over 100.
Right.
So he has a lot of kind of book work to do
For sure.
within getting that
Now,
playbook
there's a
inside
lot
of
more.
him, so.
There's a lot more than just the 20 to 30 plays, but there's only 20 to 30 set plays.
Yeah.
So you only have to remember a handful of things.
Right.
In an offense.
Yeah.
In the NFL, you see
a lot of packages.
You see Andy
run.
Reid's Waffle House.
Oh, yeah.
Script.
Yep.
It's huge.
That front and back. LRZ is a hands-on learner. And let me ask you this, Justin.
Uh-huh.
If he makes the team, if he makes the 53-man roster,
Uh-huh.
where would he play most? Running back, wide receiver, punt returner, or kick returner?
So, in my opinion, and this is based off what he said he feels most comfortable when he hits the open field.
Yep.
Because he can rely on his rugby history. So, with him saying that, I honestly think returner is probably pretty high up on his list.
Especially with the new rules out.
Yeah,
so that's huge.
Because he has time when he catches the ball. Nobody moves until the ball's caught.
Right.
So he has time when he catches the ball to observe what's happening and use the open field to his advantage.
Yep.
So I think that's pretty good. Outside of that, I think using him as a running back out of the backfield to catch passes, because usually a lot of times those are screen passes.
Yep.
You only got like one guy to beat.
Yeah, and I think they said, it was day 2, I think it was, that he took a screen pass and he stretched the field and did some good work. That was one of the highlights for him.
For sure. Which makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
When you've got one guy to beat, with his acceleration,
right,
probably pretty easy for him to do.
Yeah.
And he's a big dude.
Yeah,
he's a big dude to tackle.
He is.
So I mean, he walks around like 200 pounds, 205 pounds, something like that. I mean, he's over 6 foot. What do they say? It's like 6'3". So 6'3", 194 when he went to camp in rugby. His profile said he was 209 pounds when he was playing rugby.
Right.
So if he puts on that kind of weight for football, that's a hard dude to tackle.
Yeah.
This dude is used to getting hit without pads.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay?
Yep. Yeah.
Pads might make it a little easier on him.
Yeah, right.
So
yeah, he'll be able to take contact, so there'll be some adjustment there. But
and Andy Reid did say we'll find out what his pad level is after the first time he gets hit.
That's very true.
So
that's
we'll
very
see.
True.
We'll see.
Yep. So yeah, that's LRZ there. Another standout was Phillip Brooks, which he was a UDFA from Kansas State. He's a homegrown guy, actually. And
sorry,
I think
Kansas
he went
fan.
And I think he went to Rees-Zammit High School, I believe it was, one of those Rees-Zammit schools. So Phillip Brooks, he's a wide receiver and return specialist. They did at K-State. Kind of reminds me of somebody else. What's that guy's name? Yeah, Darren Sproles. So I guess, hey, we'll see. And we know, like, in returner and third down stuff, with the role that Darren Sproles had. But again, we understand this guy has a long way to go, but he stood out at the rookie minicamp. He said that he felt the Chiefs was a great fit for him and his skill set. He had a solid minicamp, but there was some things that were mentioned that he needed to clean up. He said he's going to put his head down and put the work in. And he said he's not worried about the pressure as long as he just focuses up and does what he needs to do. He does stand at a 5'8", 171 again.
Darren
Sproles type of body style, but he made an impact during the rookie mini camp. And he's a homegrown guy,
Right.
so
you might see somebody like that do a little bit of the returns as well.
Yep.
Because you can't have two returners.
Exactly.
So
yeah, keep this guy on your radar. He has nothing to lose, so he's willing to do what he needs to
Mm-hmm.
do. Another guy, Jaden Hicks, the safety that
I'm
we
looking
drafted.
forward to this guy.
Oh yeah, he said he's proud to be in KC. He said there was a lot of weight lifted for him when he did get drafted.
Mm-hmm.
And he did say he wanted to treat every moment like his last. He wants to make everything of it. During the mini camp, he did work a lot at the free safety position, but he's flexible to play, and which is cool. He's flexible to play anywhere in secondary.
Right.
So whether that's free safety, strong safety, nickel,
corner.
So that's what I'm saying. He can play a little bit of all of that.
Mm-hmm.
He said that he just doesn't want to be known as a great free safety. He said that he wants to be the best all-around player that he can be. So that's good.
You love hearing that.
Yeah, so he's going to be looking for all that. So fun fact here was during his interview, though, and that's why I love the guy even more. He did say during his interview that he does not like the Raiders. So he's not a fan of the Las Vegas Raiders. So and that was before getting drafted and coming in. So I love it. So that's the guy hey, that's what we need right there.
100%.
He said that he loves the energy from Coach Spags. So hopefully their kind of relationship is growing there.
For sure.
And we'll see what this guy can do. Also in the secondary, we got Kamal Hadden, the cornerback that we drafted. He said he's thankful and blessed to be a part of the organization because of understanding the shoulder injury that he did have. Had him step away because of the surgery. So he said he kind of wants to, he's coming out here to make it like, every day could be his last because he understands the severity of the shoulder injury that he had in the surgery. So, he wants to do all he can. During the rookie mini camp, he lined up most of his time against Xavier Worthy in camp, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And he actually said a lot of good things about Worthy, saying that he actually has more to offer and bring than just his speed because
100%.
The way that he ran his routes, his breaks.
Which is great to hear. That was the, I think, like, so you heard he was a decent route runner in college and stuff, but that's the biggest thing. When you're just when you're that fast, you want to make sure that a receiver can, secure a ball when contested and can also get open with how he runs the routes, not just running the route fast.
And so he's giving a little backing of that. And he said, lining up against Xavier is like iron sharpened iron. So they're just making each other better, and so that's kind of cool to hear some of that. Moving on here, we got Hunter Nourzad, offensive lineman, also that we drafted. He said, a lot of his focus is learning the playbook. He said he's comfortable playing any position that he's asked. So whether that's center, guard, tackle, he's like, I can be your guy. He said that he will put his head down and work as well. He is that type of guy. Again, when we showed his stats in the earlier weeks, that he lined up in several of the different positions. So he's that guy that can be a filler wherever needed. So and we definitely need that in our offensive line. Another guy that the last guy that highlight to take away that I'm very excited about is Jared Wiley, the tight end. That's Jared Wiley, not Andrew Wiley. So don't make a mistake there.
Right. Which I've heard a lot of different podcasters, guys that make videos on YouTube and stuff, say Andrew Wiley by accident, which they're like, bro, it's gonna take time. Give me a minute. We had Andrew Wiley for a few years. Give me a minute.
Andy Reid said that he's a big kid. He's a big kid, and he's great at changing direction. He has a big body, so that opens up his catch radius. They said he catches the ball well. He's a great blocker. Chris O also said that he also mentioned that he was a great blocker and just a big target to have. Being out there and being able to see that when you're looking over that offensive line and seeing that bigger target open up, which like Travis Kelce does for us, he said it's great to have. And we love those type of targets. Just the same like with Jody Fortson. Fortson with his injuries and everything, we had to move on from that. So it's great to kind of have somebody coming in, kind of replenishing that. So I think that's really good. He said that he wants to contribute any way that he can. In high school, he did play quarterback. And he said he remember how he said that he hated when receivers drop the ball.
Yeah.
So he understands,
he
how that affects the quarterback. So he said that, he's done, major work on himself just to catching the ball contested, his hand work, making himself available.
maybe watch a little bit of the replacements, get some stickum on the
yeah,
hands.
put a little bit on there, so we don't. And obviously, I'm sure he knows about just the issues we had last year with that. So
Right.
he wants to kind of step that game up from there. So I don't know. He's a big guy. He
Yeah.
played quarterback in high school. Maybe he runs some sneaks. I
Maybe
know
he
we
runs
had
some
Carson Wentz there. I know we don't put Mahomes for sneaks.
Right.
And I think, what was it? Was it Noah Gray Blake Bell?
Blake Bell.
Blake Bell we used when we did use a quarterback
Right.
sneak, which we wasn't very
Well,
successful at. So
Well, and something with Jared Wiley is him being a good blocking tight end. When Travis Kelce's in the game, even if he blocks, he's going out for a route. Everyone knows that.
Yep.
With Jared Wiley, it could be a situation where you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
With George Kittle in the league, you don't know whether he's actually going to block through a guy or whether he's going to block and release.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Having somebody like that would be very beneficial, I think, to our scenario. Or if it's a guy that blocks for a second, then grabs the ball like a handoff or something. It's a lot of options you can run with a blocking tight end.
Yeah, and our playbook, brings that. So he can be very
100%.
useful. So I am very excited for Jared Wiley to see what he does.
I grade him higher than an F.
Yes,
He is higher than an F.
got him. But when he transitioned to tight end, he said that Travis Kelce was one of the guys he studied the most.
Yeah.
And he said he wanted to study his game after Kelce. So, and again, here's the thing. And this was a guy, Jared Wiley was a guy that wasn't talked about, that we met during some of these pro days and different things. So it's not to say that that he wasn't our guy the whole time.
Right.
We talked with several, we met with several of the tight ends. And here's the thing. Every tight end that we did meet with, they all got drafted before the Chiefs came up.
Right.
So I think teams paid attention because they're like, I think Kelce, or not Kelce, I think the Chiefs know a little bit what they're doing in the tight end room.
Right.
And let's pay attention here. And so all those guys got taken, but Jared Wiley. And he was not a guy that was put out there as conversations that we had with. And again, we didn't take tight ends last year or the year before. So who knows the scouting report that Veach was like, this is our guy
for sure
coming out. So I think that's a lot to say. So again, I'm excited for what he can do to help, again, just bolster the tight end, our future, and just help elevate us in the red zone. So I'm excited to see what comes out of this.
Yeah.
So just the last few little mentions of the rookie mini camp. Again, we signed 17 UDFAs in total before the camp. We did sign Jaron Hayek. I think that's how you pronounce it. He's a wide receiver out of Nova. He's standing right around 6 foot or so. But he had some highlights, and it was just before. And he was a guy that we invited. We didn't sign him before as part of the UDFAs. But he was a guy that we invited, and he had a standout, and they were like, whoa, let's sign this guy to the 90-man roster. Yeah. So we actually have signed him, and he actually stood out during the rookie minicamp. What was some of his what kind of stats we got? So last year he had 457 yards. The year before he had 810.
So this is what I like. So he only had 4 touchdowns last year, but he had 8 the year before and 9 the year before.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he's what, like 6'1"?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So a bigger receiver. Not a small. He's probably more average.
Sure.
But still bigger than what we're used to outside of Kelce.
Yep, I agree. Mm-hmm.
So having another bigger body than Hollywood Brown and even Xavier Worthy would be very, very beneficial. You want to have some taller guys that can go up and get in the end zone.
Yep.
And the guy's proven he can score touchdowns.
Yep.
So
yeah, it'd be interesting just to see how things play out with him. As things move forward, so
yeah,
he was one of those noted guys during the rookie minicamp. A few of the other standouts were Carson Steele, running back, Miles Battle, cornerback, LaQuay Washington, linebacker, which they said that this guy was making some plays during the rookie minicamp. And these are three guys that we signed as part of the UDFAs, and they had some good on some of the days. They had some notable things that they did. So those are a few of the little standouts from that.
Yep.
We did release some players again as we signed some of these UDFAs. We did release Jacob Copeland, receiver. We released Isaiah Gathings, tight end, Tyree Gillespie, safety, Jordan Smith, the DN, Shai Smith, wide receiver, and also Anthony Miller, wide receiver. So these are all guys that we released to make room for some of these rookies that we did sign as part of the 90-man roster.
Yep.
So just some takeaways that came from the rookie mini camp. And again, of the camp, they're not ran pads. They're not hitting each other.
Mm-hmm.
No veterans are there. They're just trying to make a name for themselves, do what they can, and make the best of it with the drills and different things that they're running. And so I think a lot of good came out of our rookie mini camp, so that's very exciting. So now we'll see kind of that next step and part of the next phase of what's going on within the organization. So again, I'm excited to see several of these guys play out. I think that here's the thing. I think that guys are coming in ready to fight, ready to buckle down, work hard. Again, this is I don't know, to make history. I think is in the back of these players' minds. Obviously, I know that's not something that Andy Reid is going to be like, hey guys, enforcing this three-peat, but it's just looming in the back of their minds of like,
Andy Reid might not.
What can we do?
Andy Reid might not, but the players definitely are.
And so I think they're going to come out, step their game up, and I think everybody's ready to play again.
Yeah.
And who doesn't want to come play for a winning culture? So and a great coaching staff on both sides of the ball. So again, we'll see what happens. I think there's going to be some positions that'll fall hard. As we got to get down to that 53-man roster during preseason. So I'm just excited. So.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked. We're coming up. We're 10 days out from OTAs, first round of OTAs. We got OTAs May 20th through the 22nd, and then 28th through the 30th, as well as June 4th through the 7th.
Yep. Before
mandatory minicamp on June 11th through the 13th.
Yep.
So we're coming. It's coming quick, guys.
It is.
It's coming quick. 10 days out from getting the whole whole. It's probably not going to be the whole team, but because it's not mandatory.
Yeah.
But OTAs,
and it'll be different groups.
It'll be different groups.
Yep.
Each weekend. That's why there's 3 of them. So we'll get to see what we kind of look like a little bit coming up. I mean, super short. We're a month out from mandatory minicamp.
Yeah, man.
So football's coming, boys.
Yeah, football's here. And just wait till some of these young guys, when they step out there, and then again, during the rookie minicamp is not open to the public. So just think when those different things that we do have coming up that is open to the public, and they see our fan base that really rallies and comes to this, and I mean it's just gonna be a different feeling. And then you throw in those pads and some of the veteran guys out there, it's gonna be a different feeling. I think it's gonna kind of amp some of these guys up, and so it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good to watch.
And there's some diehards that go every year.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot of diehards that go every year to OTAs minicamp. Well, actually, are OTAs open to the public?
I don't think OTAs
no,
are.
but like minicamp and a bunch of the preseason stuff. Yeah, man. Whoo! Oh, it's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming, boys.
It's exciting.
Once minicamp's over, we've got 2 months until the season starts. About before the preseason. Yeah.
Yep.
So, man, I'm super stoked.
I know.
I'm so excited.
And we just feel like we just got done with the Super Bowl, and we're back. We're
already back.
It's already back. So yeah, it's good. It's good.
I could only imagine how the players feel.
Yeah, exactly.
If we think it's been, man, it really hasn't been that long. It feels like it was just yesterday.
I know.
The players are probably like, oh, I need more vacation.
Yeah.
But I mean, even those guys have been. Patrick Mahomes was in the gym like that week after the Super Bowl already.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty stoked. I'm excited to see, where where we're gonna be here in a couple of months and what our team starts to shape up and look like after the mini camps and once we get down to that 53-man roster.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited. Josiah, you got anything, man? You excited?
You guys did great. Yeah, I'm excited.
I can
really
hear
excited.
I can hear it in his voice.
Yeah.
It's
I see it in
We've
his
been up
face,
since
too.
4:30.
I
Like,
see it in his eyes. Yeah.
It was early
Yeah.
morning.
So
This is-
we are a couple days late recording this. You can blame me. I got a little sick earlier in the week, but
I
hey,
do.
man, he does blame me.
I do blame you.
He's
Okay,
gonna
we're blaming him. We're blaming him.
resent me forever.
Yes.
So, but yeah, Deontay, you got anything else before we cut it here, man?
No, I think that's about it, man. I'm just excited for so many things happen. I think there's still some moves to be made again.
For sure.
So we're gonna be keeping on the lookout, keep things posted, and be ready for the next episode. So
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, thanks for watching episode 10. We've got a lot more to come.
yeah,
Until minicamp, we might do a couple little fun things here and there to kind of change up the script, if you will,
yeah.
of what we do. Maybe a fun little game or two, guessing people. I don't know. We've got some ideas, but I mean, realistically, we don't have a lot of time before we're just talking about the season.
Yeah.
So it's really not as big of a gap as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Between the draft and things happening, because like I said, we're 10 days out from OTAs.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty stoked. So yeah, thanks again for watching. If you're enjoying what we're doing, make sure you're liking, you're commenting, you're subscribing. We're getting more comments, as good or bad as they are.
Yeah.
We do appreciate them.
Bring them in.
It helps us kind of twist and adjust maybe things we've done wrong, or like see what you guys just enjoy listening to and watching, and give us your opinions. Let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know what you would do differently. Maybe some guys you're excited about, and who knows, we might shout you out in a video or something.
Yeah.
But I guess until next time, guys, thy kingdom come.